Hello people and welcome back. In this lesson we are going to be celebrating Mr. Eddie Van Halen and we are going to be looking at the Eruption solo. And the Eruption solo is a bit of a stretch for my playing, I don't know about yours, because it's tough to play, man, it's quick. But we're going to be looking at how Mike McCready plays this. So he does a cover of it in a lot of his live shows, and that's what we're going to look at. Now I've only looked at this today and I haven't got it up to speed. So what I'm going to do is I'll play it through in chunks. So you'll probably see it edited as I fluff it up inevitably, right? Let's give it a go, eh, and see what happens. Man, that hurts. So that's about as good as I'm going to get that, right? Because I haven't spent anywhere near enough time with it. But it is doable, right? It is doable, and we're going to break it down for you now. So these are the settings that I'm going for. It's I'm using my line 6 actually, because the phaser, my MXR Phase 90, is just a bit too much phase really. So I've tried to get a similar-ish sound to what Mike uses live. Now we're going to break this into little chunks, okay? And there aren't loads of parts, so don't be freaked out about it, right? We're going to do it in manageable chunks so you can build it up, as I will, because I still can't play this all the way through, right? Anywhere near. You can see I can play almost each chunk, almost. Right, let's do the first bit slowly, okay? Alright, now quick, that sounds super flashy, and when Eddie does it, he does all sorts of weird stuff. I've seen people tab or with a load of other weird stuff, right? But Mike just sticks with his trusty old pentatonic, which is just right in Mike's ballpark, right? So, I'm going to start with an A chord, 7th fret on this A string, which is 5/7 5/7 on the D and G, right? And go for a little bend on the 7th fret there, okay? Then you've got a fast section. I think this plays maybe 5 or 6 times. Which is basically on the B string, it's a hammer on from the 5th fret to the 8th fret and off again. And then the 7th fret on the G, okay? So you play that again 5 or 6 times. Don't worry about the numbers, right? Because this is just for you to play with and enjoy, right? This isn't for you to play along with Mike or even Eddie for that matter, right? So play that a set number of times, 5, 6, whatever. Then you're going to play this, which is the open B string and then 5, 7, 4 on the next string down. And that leads us into the next bit. The next bit, again, there's like a million different ways you can play this, but it sounds like Mike does this. And he just plays it really quickly. Now that is all on the G string, and it's a really quick hammer on, pull off from the 5th to the 7th to the 5th to the 4th, right? Alright, 5, 6, 5, 4. So again, he doesn't play that too much actually, so again, play that for as long as you want, and then you need to do this next part, which is... So it's a little, very slow rundown, or in EVH and Mike's world it is. So you're going to be on the 7th fret on the D, right down to the 4th chromatically, right? Then 7, 6, 5, 3. And that's the end of that riff, alright? So again, slowly. Now that is doable, you can do that, right? Even if you do it at a slow speed, it still sounds cool. So, next bit slowly. So, A to G to D5 chords. Then you're up at the 17th fret and you're going to be bending the 20th fret on the B string. That's it, that's a big bit of this chunk, right? And all you're doing there is a unison bend and you're just alternate picking. You can play both notes if you want or not. You can just play, you know, the 20th bent up and then the 17th fret. Or you can just play... I would go with the latter where you play both of them and then you hit the 17th fret on the upstroke again, right? So play that for a load of times. I think Mike does it for quite like a bar and a half or something, and then you're going to go to the 20th fret on the E string. Okay, and you can do a couple more. Then you're going to go down to the next string and play... again for a few times, right? And that is just this phrase, which is the 20th fret on the B string, bent up, released and pulled off to the 17th, and then the 19th fret on the G to the 17th fret on the B. Again, play that for a load of times. Now this bit is super tricky and I can never play it right. So you're going to play the 14th, the 17th and the 20th with hammer-ons. Again on the E string. And then you play that again. And then I see Mike up here and I think what he does is this. Okay, so you've got to put those two bits together, right? So clearly I need to work on that, but slowly. And there's some whammy action there. This thing just is going out of tune today with the whammy bar, so I'm not going to involve that. So in this chunk I would think of this in terms of kind of three sections. First bit is this, then this bit, and then this section. Alright, and then you're into the next phrase. I'll try and do this slowly. It's tremolo picking, so it actually sounds probably messier slower, but here we go anyway. That's roughly how it sounds slowly. But we're going to start with a unison bend on the 12th fret. So you're on there top E string there and the 15th fret on the B. So you start off with that unison bend. Then you go into tremolo picking on the E string. Tremolo picking is just picking as quickly as you can, right? And the phrase is this. With the tremolo picking, okay? So it's 12, 16, 19, 17, 16, 17, 14, 16, all right? All right, so that a little bit slowly. And then what you're going to do with this fast rundown that sounds a lot trickier than it is actually. All you're going to do is this. So it's exactly the same phrase, right? It's a hammer on and a pull off. But you're going to be 12, 14, 10, 12. The only difference is this one, you're going to be 9 to 10. And then the rest are all the same spacing, right? So it's just a tone apart, which is 7, 9, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3. And then you stay on that F, right, on the first fret. And then you do this. And there's some more dive bomby action there on the E, right? So, that slowly. Okay? So. Again, to speed. And you could do some tapping there if you wanted. Woohoo! Oh yes. Now, let's just play those two bits around. So again, I would think of this in two parts. The first part is this. And that's just two repeated sections. So the first bit is just... Then you just play that whole thing again. And then the next section is this. Now the next bit's quite quick as well, but I don't think it's that difficult. I find the bendy stuff up here way harder, but you know, here it is slowly anyway. Into the tapping bit, all right? So we'll stop there and just learn this bit, right? Now, there's a bit more sort of tremolo picking on this, but you're on the 5th fret on the D string. So you do a little hammer onto the 7th fret, and then you're sort of tremolo picking on the 7th fret a bit. But then you're going to do a pull off on the 5th fret to the open G. Alright, so let me slow it right down. Okay, so you want to get that bit first. I think you might palm mute that as well. Again, I'm not counting how many times that it's played for, right? This is just free time, so don't worry. But it does get through it quite quickly. Then there's this run. Alright, and that sounds faster than it is, I think, that bit. It's brilliant though. So you're going to go on the 6th fret first. 6th fret to the open B, then 9th fret on the G, then 7th fret to the open G. And then you do a similar sort of thing, right, on the 8. So it's that phrase, just up 2 frets, right? So you're going to go 8 to 0, then to the 11th fret. And then a few hammer-ons and pull-offs on the 9th to the 11th on the G, okay? So that again slowly. I learnt this in 2 sections. I learnt that first and then I did this. And don't press too hard there, keep your fingers nice and light. Alright, and you'll get that bit eventually. I mean, that shouldn't take long and it's super satisfying when you get it. Trust me, I love it. So, next bit, you play a very similar thing. So you're going to start on the A string. But the notes are just slightly different because of the tuning of the guitar, right? So you're going to play, again, 5th to 7th on the A. With that 5-0 on the D. Then the next run is... Alright, so we're going 5th fret open to the 9th fret on the D. Then we're going to go, which is 7th fret open, 11th fret on the D. And then that 9th to 11th fret kind of trill or hammer on and pull off. Alright. Then you go back round the first one again. But this time you're going to go, you're going to continue that trill down 2 frets to the 7th and the 9th and down another 2 frets to the 5th and 7th. And Mike does that quickly, actually, really quickly in fact. So it comes out of it like this. And then he's straight into the tapping, right? Now Eddie, you'll often see actually just abandon the picking at that point. So that he can get his fingers onto the fretboard quick enough. So I'd probably recommend doing that really if you can. And we're into the next bit. Now the tapping section is, I think, exactly as Eddie plays it. And Mike smashes through it. In fact, live, you'll see Mike switching between his little finger and his 3rd finger. And I will be doing the same because, seriously, by then, your fingers start to get very tired. So, that goes like this. Well, this is all on the B string, okay? And I'll play through it slowly and then we'll break it down, all right? Here we go. So awesome. Now, if you're not comfortable with tapping, you're going to need to get the technique down first, right? But basically all you're doing is pressing your finger onto the string and then pulling off. So like you would do with your left hand. So you smash your finger down onto the string and then you kind of roll off it a bit, okay? So you sort of push away from it, like you do with a pull-off, okay? And you can either do it down that way or up that way, whichever you like. I think Eddie used to do it with his first finger. He used to like sort of get his pick like sort of buried in his hand like that and play. I I'm not much of a tapper, so I haven't done that. I used my my second finger. That's what Mike does too, so that's what we're doing. Now the phrase is always the same, okay? It's always tap, pull off, hammer on, okay? And they're triplets basically, right? So you're going to play... I'm not sure how many of these you play. I think it might be 6. Yeah, let's go with 6. So 1 would be... So... That's 6. Then your left hand stays put, and you're going to do the 10th fret with this finger, right? Then this finger stays on the 10th fret, and you shift this up 2 frets. Then this finger goes up to the 12th fret. Then you're going to shift both hands up 1 fret. So 13th fret here, 5th and the 8th there, okay? So that in context. Alright, so you're going to do, I think it's just like 6 each time, right? Then from this point, both hands are going to move up 2 frets for the next 2 phrases, right? So you've got... Alright, and at that point, your tapping hand is at the 17th fret, and your left hand is on the, what's that, 9th and the 12th, right? So you do 6 there, and then you're going to keep your finger on the 17th fret, tapping wise, and then you're going to do this, 2 each of... Alright? So the left hand is always playing. So your left hand is always playing the same kind of interval. So that slowly. Alright, and at that point, you move your tapping hand down to the 15th fret, and you keep your left hand where it is, and then you're going to do the same run. At that point, you're going to shift this down 2 frets and this hand down 3 frets. So you're going to be on the 12th fret here and the 4th and the 7th down here. Alright, and then I think you do 6 of those. And then the second time you slide it up 1 fret. And then you slide it down 1 fret. So you're going to do a bar on 4/7, a bar on 5/8, a bar on 4/7, always on the 12th fret up here, and then Mike basically slows it down with this. Just that basically. So you're just playing pull off from the 12th fret, and then you're going between the 4th and the 5th all on the beat. And I think that's it. So let me do that to speed for you and see if it makes sense. Forgive me, that was rough, I know. But my hands are so tired, man. I literally have just been playing this all afternoon. So there you have it. God, it's quite sad playing it, man. It just hits home. So that is it from me. Thanks again for watching, and it's a bittersweet one, I know, but we can celebrate, you know, just the amazing catalogue of music that he's left behind. If you want any more Van Halen stuff, then let me know and we'll do it. Cheers. See you soon. Bye-bye.